Hello and welcome to Now Showing. I'm Atika Farooqui and I am wondering, why can't we meet more often than this? Why mostly Saturdays and Sundays? And then I realized that weekdays are wired differently, isn't it? You are less spacey and you're more easy peasy on the weekends. And that's why this weekend and in this episode I've got a lot for you. It's a delicious mix of good and better content. Let me show you a highlight of the content that we have for you in the next half hour. Kaalkoot is a series with the purpose of one man to find his calling and one brutalized woman who helps him find it. It's a scarred but a beautiful show. This week's recommendation is Mars 1, a touching family drama in the wake of Brazil's political turmoil. Sobhita Dhulipala, Sarbh and Shashank Arora on season 2 of Made in Heaven. They talk to us exclusively and we question, are marriages made in heaven? And singer Sonu Nigam takes a trip down memory lane and talks about his career milestones. Let's talk about and review Kaalkoot that releases this week on Jio Cinema. Kaalkoot is a gripping and thought-provoking police procedural that delves into the depths of patriarchy, gender bias and social issues prevalent in a small North Indian town. Written by Arunabh Kumar and Sumit Saxena, directed by the latter, the series revolves around Sub-Inspector Ravi Shankar Tripathi, played by Vijay Varma, who is on the verge of quitting his job but is assigned the challenging task of investigating an acid attack case that shakes the town of Thana Sarsi in Uttar Pradesh. The story unfolds with Parul, played by Shweta Tripathi Sharma, a college student who becomes a victim of a horrific acid attack. Ravi, feeling personally invested in the case, decides to pursue justice relentlessly. As the investigation progresses, the series deftly uncovers a Pandora's box of local issues, skillfully weaving in themes like revenge pornography, homophobia, female infanticide and prejudices against minority communities. This exploration of dark spots around us adds multiple layers to the narrative and forces viewers to reflect on pressing social concerns. The character development in Kaalkoot is one of its strongest points. Ravi's transformation from a reluctant cop to an intuitive investigator is intriguing, and Vijay Varma's portrayal is commendable. The supporting cast, Seema Biswas, Yashpal Sharma and Gopal Dutt deliver strong performances, adding to the realistic drift of the story. What sets Kaalkoot apart is its rich subtext and clever use of metaphors, drawing inspiration from Hindu mythology's poison, Kaalkoot. The creators churn and curdle societal perversions, shedding light on the desires and ambitions of a young woman trapped in a conservative society that labels her harshly. The music composed by Raghav Arjun is a standout aspect of the series. The earthy background score and soulful songs heighten the show's relatability quotient and add to the poignancy of its mood. Notably, the poetry recited by Tigmanshu Dhulia is a beautiful addition that enhances the overall experience. While the screenplay might not offer big surprises or hard-hitting blows, it skillfully navigates essential themes and showcases the hero's struggle against the deeply rooted misogyny in his environment. Kaalkoot manages to breathe fresh life into the police procedural genre, particularly with its realistic portrayal of characters and their evolution throughout the series. It can be watched for free on Jio Cinema. Let's move on to this week's film recommendation. In Mars 1, a touching family drama by Brazilian filmmaker Gabriel Martins, we witness the poignant journey of a working-class family in the wake of Brazil's political turmoil. Set against the backdrop of unfulfilled dreams and economic struggles, the film beautifully weaves the stories of its relatable characters into a portrait of resilience and unity. Released in 2018, the film intended to symbolize hope through a billion-dollar space colonization project. However, as fate would have it, the project faced bankruptcy, deepening the film's themes of disillusionment and longing for a better life. Martins delicately crafts the narrative, allowing each character to grow authentically, creating a refreshing and soulful experience for the viewers. Amidst the family's trials, we witness their unyielding love and support for one another, making them truly endearing in their flawed yet charming ways. The family's cinematography captures the warmth and texture of daily life, while the score complements the emotional journey on screen, leaving a soothing and uplifting impression. In its simplicity, Mars 1 subtly touches on themes of love, self-discovery and the pursuit of dreams, emphasizing that hope and strength can be found even amid challenging circumstances. And now, let's talk about Made in Heaven on Amazon Prime, which releases very soon with its second part of the series. Tara Sharma and Adil Sharma, the dynamic power couple from Made in Heaven, look great together. But in season 2, their relationship turns ugly. The trailer of the new season is packed with more layers of complexity of human relationships. I meet up with them and Shashank Arora to discuss what lies ahead for the viewers on August 10th. Many people would have definitely told you this, that it's a fabulous series. And it's so beautiful at the outset, and as you start to get into it, it gets murkier, yet beautiful, yet ugly, yet beautiful. It messes with your mind. It messed with my mind when I watched it. And though I couldn't relate to any, although I couldn't identify with any character, but I did relate to the world and how a person wants to just cross that line and be a part of that final lot. The whole series is so grey. You can talk so much about it without even being able to come to a solution. It's like that.
And I don't think you should come to a solution. Yeah. I think the best stuff we watch asks the right questions. It doesn't tell us what to think or what to do or how to believe. Yeah. It just asks the right questions over and over again. Yeah. And it leaves you with that conversation.
Yeah.
I don't believe that good art should be able to be explained away.
Right.
It touches things that you can't quite articulate.
Sobhita, your character Tara Khanna might be that one woman who married somebody for his money. There is a saying that says that, loaded guy, there is a saying that says you don't have to look for someone who's exactly like you, but you have to find the missing link in your puzzle. So you have to contrast in a marriage. Yet as I see the trailer of the new series, the second part, I can see that there was a flash of a bitter divorce and things like that. Certainly the movie has carried forward. Tell me, do you like the character that you play?
I absolutely did.
You liked her?
I did. I do. I actually, I feel quite privileged to represent a woman like Tara. It's very convenient to side with a
holy.
I mean, no one is that anyway.
Yeah.
But I think it's comforting to people. But I think it's nice to be seen for all of who we are. And when a character has her share of shortcomings, and they're not really disguised, they're out there to a large extent. And there are also things that she does right, and she, I think, accepts herself as she is.
Yeah.
And I think that's a really healthy representation, because everyone is flawed in their own way. And I as a girl, when I watch a show like this and when I look at a character like Tara, it really frees me from having to perhaps be this, I don't know, vanilla, virginal, coy, all good kind of an image that, you know, the mainstream good girl or desirable girl is.
Yeah.
I think it's nice to step away from that, and it's been a privilege to play a character like that. I definitely draw a certain amount of inspiration from her.
You play that person who has a camera in his hand, is photographing everybody, and you're the lens. You're probably me. You're the person watching the
viewer, the audience.
Yeah, the audience. Talk about from where you began, the first day of shoot, or probably the character that was given to you in the script, and now where have you taken it to?
So I've put my colors in. So this character is written by these wonderful writers, Zoya Akhtar, Reema Karti, and they write a framework, and I fill the color in. So they make a drawing, and I'm left free to make the colors. And sometimes they tell me, don't put yellow over there, put gray, red over there, and sometimes put green. So it's a collaborative process, creating a character. Otherwise, you know, I'm geeky and I break my character down into whatever, body movements, voice, and you know, then you build a person. And so that's the approach to building a human being and to understanding why they feel the way they feel. And why they speak the way they speak, why they sit the way they sit, what are they, you know. So that you construct this person with the help of your director, and we call it a character.
Yeah, we do. And Jim, I would like to know the same thing from you, because I watched you in Nirja. I guess that was your first film? First film, Nirja. And of course, Padmavat and Death in the Ganges, so many. And every character, you're such a different person. And you're a person who has an accent. But when I watch you in that project, you seem like a part of that universe, a part of that culture.
How did you lose your accent?
No, that's not, don't trivialize it. That's what I'm trying to say, that's something that only an actor does to the character. So when you get a script in hand and you got the character of Adil Khanna, he's a very quintessential business tycoon from Delhi and maybe in his 40s and handsome, and he has a taste in everything. From that till now, from the first day of shoot probably till now, how have you seen yourself, your character evolve in your mind? Where have you yourself taken it to?
I don't believe you need to like your character or not.
Right.
That's your personal business, and I think you even need to have a certain amount of discernment and judgment about that, because you don't want to accidentally do things that you don't like about your character, right? In a way, you're getting to live out an instruction for life, right?
Yes.
In one way or the other.
Very true.
So, but he can't be boring.
Right.
He can't be boring. That's the cardinal rule, in my opinion.
Wow.
So you want to make the character interesting whether you like them or not. And the challenge in season 1, which Nitya and Zoya and Rima and Alankrita and Prashant were all ready to embark with me on, was instead of depicting a character that can easily be written off as a two-timing lying bastard, we make a character who is genuinely in love with two people and is confused.
Yeah.
He is still this other thing to an extent.
Yeah.
But what motivates it is not an intangible that we can't understand, but instead is something that we can try to understand, which is that there is love there. And I had a lot of theories in the last season about what may happen afterwards, and a lot of where I started to come, I think not even while I was doing it, but after it had come out, I'd come to this idea that embedded in the relationship of Tara and Adil was a boss and receptionist role. And Adil was never able to take that piece out and try to look at what he was actually married to. He just didn't take the time. But some part of him knew that actually they're very similar. They're both ambitious. They're both a bit cutthroat. They're both a bit single-minded. They're determined to achieve what they've set out for themselves. Actually, if he could have taken that piece out, maybe they could have become like a, what's that TV show? Where he keeps knocking, tuck tuck, Kevin Spacey now, not a House of Cards.
House of Cards.
So this kind of Macbethy couple, you know, both driven, both ready to do what it takes. Maybe it could have been something like that, but I don't think he was able to take that piece out. And that was the downfall to their marriage.
Shweta, I loved you in, I've loved your performances. You started off with the Raman Raghav, am I right?
Yes.
Raman Raghav, and then I watch you in these beautiful, spectacular, huge, opulent film like PS2. A film like this, a series like this, Made in Heaven, where a woman definitely is not your average heroine type. Is it a tricky space for an actress or just the right thing to do?
I want my work to be viewed by a large number of people because that's what gives it meaning. I mean, like you were saying earlier, stories, more than anything, they want to be heard. It was...
That is what I said.
It is that with that intention, I've done 2 films in Malayalam, and for like Muton and Kuru, both the parts are not what one calls conventional, perhaps. And in my career of having done more than a dozen parts, none of whom are conventional, it makes me think, what is conventional? Is conventional, like, does that mean like poorly written? You know, I mean, I don't know, because I feel like all kinds of women exist, and I don't think Tara is unconventional. I think Tara is more closer, like she's closer to reality than perhaps some of the conventional mainstream parts. So I don't feel like I'm picking parts that are alienating me from the masses. I do think that not just India, world over, women, I mean, we've started working only since the world wars, right? So it's a new power equation we're trying to grapple with. And there's a lot of confusion, there's a lot of gender games, we're all trying to figure it out. And at such a time, to play parts that represent the voices that are not perhaps the loudest is a pleasure. It's a privilege. I'm very glad to do this.
Time for a short break. When we come back, we have singer Sonu Nigam with the songs that have shaped his career. One of the most beautiful songs ever sung by him was "Har ghadi badal rahi hai roop zindagi." है ना? The man, after the break. Welcome back to Now Showing. I'm Atika Farooqui. Singer Sonu Nigam turns 50 a few days ago. Oh my God, 50! Yakin nahi hota. He's the voice behind such iconic songs like Sandesh Se Aate Hain from Border to title track of Kal Ho Na Ho to much celebrated Abhi Mujh Mein Kahin Na 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 Na, to name a few. And of course, Ye Dil Deewana. Oh, that song and that movie. Anyway, Vishal Chatkara caught up with Sonu earlier this week and spoke to him about his career, milestones and so much more. And of course, from the entire team, here's wishing Sonu a very, very happy birthday.
Sonu Nigam, a very happy birthday to you.
Thank you so much, thank you.
Sonu, we don't see Sonu Nigam slowing down or his music. Is age just a number for Sonu Nigam?
I don't know what it is, but it's a very, very good feeling to grow with age, evolve with age, learn with age, educate with age, and get mature with age. So I think I'm really enjoying this phase, and that is why probably you're using such kind words for me.
You know, you of course have said in the past that age does catches up with the voice.
Yes.
Then what is the trick to maximize one's vocal stamina?
Riyaz. You have to riyaz. Before coming here, if you see my Tanpura Apple, my phone, iPro Tabla, I must have practiced for at least 4.5 hours today. While I was working out, while I was coming from the airport to my house, while I was coming from my house to this venue, I was still, when I got down my car, I forgot to turn my Tanpura off. It was still ringing, so I was still doing riyaz. So I think, of course, age will catch up. Of course, I'll get wrinkles on my face. Of course, my bone density will decrease. Of course, my muscles will become weaker. I understand that. But so thereby my voice will also weaken. I understand. But if you keep, working on it and strengthening it, it'll deteriorate, but it'll deplete slowly.
Yeah, you of course have been singing from the age of 4.
Yes.
I can't ask you to pick 5 songs of yours since it's a big 5-0 for you. Would you please like to tell us 5 big milestones of Sonu Nigam's life that has shaped his singing and his music?
There are a couple of milestones. One was winning the first All India, musical competitions in 1987-88. That was one milestone where people acknowledged, understood that we understood actually that this is going to be my future, because I was good in studies also. But those days when I started winning all the competitions, All India Ghazals competition and then Bahmat Rafi competition, that's when we realized that this is going to be my final. I'm not going to become an IAS officer, which I was thinking of earlier. That was one. Second was when I came to Bombay in 1991. At the age of 8, my dad brought me over. That was the second milestone. Third was Saregama, when I did Saregama. That because I was doing songs earlier, but people didn't recognize me. So Saregama brought me into people's homes, and they understood what I think. And then Sandesh Se Aate, Ye Dil Deewana 97. That was the milestone. And then of course Kal Ho Na Ho, and then Abhi Mujh Mein Kahin.
Which was the first song that you fell in love with?
That was as a child probably.
Yeah.
I used to, my father and mother told me that I used to be maybe 1.5 years old. So I used to do this hum tum laat, hum tum laat. They didn't know what was I doing. So one day on the radio this song called hum tum raat milan ki aaja gori. So I got up and I started doing hum tum laat. So perhaps that's my first love.
But then, which was the first song that of yours that you heard in public for the first time?
अच्छा से लगी तूने मेरे प्यार को. I was very, very happy, very emotional when I
Where
saw.
was you when you heard the song?
We were, me and my father and my mother, we were just, it was, I think, probably, it was Ganpati time. So there were Ganpati shows going on and some other singer was singing my song. I was grateful because until then, I used to sing other people's songs. There was somebody who was singing my song, was the first, was a beautiful feeling, I still remember. All of us were emotional, my family and all of us were emotional.
So then please give us few lines of the song.
अच्छा सिला दिया तूने मेरे प्यार का, अच्छा सिला दिया तूने मेरे प्यार का, यार ने ही लूट लिया घर यार का, अच्छा सिला दिया तूने मेरे प्यार का.
Do you also in these years started writing also for yourself, just to put your thoughts for your songs?
I have written a lot of songs. There's a movie called Jal, which I composed music for. I wrote a song, Jalde, Jalde, Jaldi, Jalde, Jalne, Nade, Jalhi, Jalde. And the whole song, if you see, it's a very philosophic song that I've written. I also wrote a song called Ye Rashtra Prem Ki Bhavna. So I have written songs.
And finally, although we are celebrating your birthday this week, but Independence Day is just around the corner. Which is that one song that Sonu Nigam like to sing for his fans for this Independence Day?
संदेश से आते हैं, हमें तड़पाते हैं. संदेश से आते हैं, हमें तड़पाते हैं, जो चिट्ठी आती है, वो पूछे जाती है कि घर कब आओगे, कि घर कब आओगे, लिखो कब आओगे, कि तुम बिन ये घर सोना सोना है.
And that's a wrap on Now Showing. John Elia, a popular poet, had said, अपने सब यार काम कर रहे हैं और हम हैं कि नाम कर रहे हैं. I think it's the other way. अपने सब यार नाम कर रहे हैं और हम हैं कि काम कर रहे हैं. हाय. सोचिए, tell me the answer in the next show कि आप क्या कर रहे हैं. We meet again in the next episode. Till then, you take good care of yourself, keep reading nice books, keep watching good cinema, and just be happy. Goodbye.